I'm so scared of in this episode is Ben's safety. I mean, these people should know where they discuss things. It's obvious that Vivian was in the house when they were having this discussion, and that was totally wrong. Because if you know that someone is the way you have painted that person to be, then you should take all caution to make sure you protect yourself, mind what you say, and be safe. Now, I'm also going to put part of why I am scared of Ben's safety on Lisa. Lisa is someone who likes too much details. Sometimes just allow some things be. There is a plan to uncover something here, and you want the whole details at the point. Like, if you also remember, I said something about this when during the case where Uju was reported that she lost her life, and Helen was worried about Mama's safety. You remember when Mama traveled, because of the will and all those stuff. Lisa was still digging. She wants to know where Helen went to. She wants to know everything. Yes, I know you care. You want details. But sometimes just understand that the walls also have ears. Now, Vivian overheard their conversation. Hello, besties. You're welcome to today's episode of Another Wrong Marriage. Now, guys, Ben has finally scattered the table. The table that we all have been managing, it goes to Ben's turn. Ben scattered the whole thing. Now, Ben has exposed a lot about Vivian in this episode. But my pain is why they were having this discussion. It's like Vivian was at home, because there was no trace that Vivian came back from somewhere when she was eavesdropping, during the conversation of Ben and Lisa in the room. So, evidently, Vivian was in the house while they were having this discussion, and I don't know why they decided that was the right time for them to have such discussion. Now, Ben has said a lot about Vivian, Nick, what Vivian did. In fact, it was even Ben that actually explained how everything happened. So guys, they actually promised this guy. If you're in Nigeria, you will know that most times people that want to travel out can do anything to leave the country. As such, most of these self-acclaimed visa agents and all that use that as a means to extort people. They'll tell you have to do this or you have to do that for you to be able to get your visa and all those stuff. And this was exactly the case of Nick. He was trying to travel out of the country, and Madam Stella and Vivian extorted him of as much as 25 million naira. So guys, Ben has explained how this happened, and then he has also went forward to tell the brother that there are high possibility that the baby that Vivian is carrying is not his child, as Vivian and Nick were involved in a romantic relationship and all those stuff, and there are chances that the baby is Nick's child, and also that he has evidence that it was Vivian that actually took Nick's life. Certain instances where he knows that Nick slept with Vivian and also slept with Madam Stella, and then days after he noticed that someone was actually tracking him, and before he knew what was happening, the police called him to come and identify Nick's body and all that. So he kind of traced, or rather tagged that on Vivian, that Vivian is responsible for what happened to Nick. But my uncle Mark was still saying, oh, Vivian is not capable of doing this. Oh, how do I believe it? I am happy that he understands the fact that Ben is not someone who talks anyhow. And before Ben talks, that he's usually sure of whatever that he's saying. I feel like this is the reason why he tends to believe somehow that what Ben is saying about Vivian is the truth. So he was still making instances that yes, that Vivian can be anything but cannot be this. The usual Mark line. He will always say Vivian can do this but cannot do that. Vivian can be this but cannot be that. So Ben was like trying to hold him to his words and say, okay, if after everything I decided to bring the evidence to you that Vivian is responsible, or rather, Vivian is responsible for what happened to Nick. Vivian's pregnancy is not also yours. What will you do? And that was where Ben said, or rather, Mark said, that he was going to end the marriage between him and Vivian. And also, he will make sure that he allowed Ben to deal with Vivian the way he so wishes. Now, my pain is this thing had to be like, I don't know why that topic of where the evidence is, who the evidence is with, became something to be discussed, especially in a house where you know that the said person is still living, and there are chances that she was at home while you people were having this discussion. Why are you discussing about, this particular thing? This is where I actually got angry with Lisa. Lisa liked too much details, and sometimes these too much details can actually put someone into trouble. If there is a plan to uncover something, why not wait? Let that person do the thing in his own way. Why do you want to know where he's getting it from who he's getting it from, the time he needs to get it and all that? At the point, if not that I know Lisa better, I would have said, does she have any plan again? I mean, does she have any reason why she's asking all this question, or she just wanted to know? Like, guys, what do you feel? Are you in support of the questions that Lisa is asking? Ben, do you feel that these questions are in kind of way things that will actually expose Ben to harm? Because Vivian obviously overheard them having that discussion. As always, guys, I'd like to hear your opinion in the comment section. Do you think that Lisa contributed to why there is kind of a little exposure to Ben right now? Because after overhearing what the discussion they had, you are not going to expect Vivian to just keep quiet and allow Ben to get that evidence. She ran out and she's going to make huge plans as fast as possible to make sure that whatever evidence that Ben is planning to, because 2 hours is such a long time for Vivian to get whatever details he needs to get. Now I am wondering the safety of the person that Ben is going to get this evidence from, because they already discussed. He already told Lisa who the person is, where they are going to get it from, and all that. Do you think? I don't think that Vivian might come for Ben. He might actually come for the person that has the evidence at this point, probably track the person and end the person's life even before Vivian gets to to the, or rather before Ben gets to the evidence. Vivian would have actually done something to make sure that the person who has this evidence is no more. So I feel the discussion that Lisa and Ben had in their room was totally unnecessary. And I just feel that Lisa somehow just wants to know everything. And most times it's not supposed to be that way. It's not every information you get at a point. Sometimes you allow things to unfold on its own and you gather all the informations you need. I mean, I didn't see the need for all those discussion. What do you think, guys? Drop your opinion in the comment section and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.